Okay, greetings. Welcome to the fourth webcast in the Voices from Gaia webcast series. My name is Mare Cromwell, and I'm so honored to be hosting this series with some exceptionally gifted communicators who are speaking for the dolphins, the whales, Sasquatch, owls, nature spirits, and more. This series runs from January 17th to March 7th. And I work very closely with Mother Gaia. Some people call her Earth Mother or Mother Earth. And she has specifically requested this interview series to support her beloved animals, trees, humans, and more. It's time for us to wake up to the vast intelligence of all that is around us that aren't just human realms. So I'm thrilled that tonight we have Marieke. I'm still trying to pronounce her name. Marieke Akgul with us tonight. And she's a dear friend of mine. I'm going to very briefly introduce her. She's a very gifted animal, crystal, and Gaia communicator. She's from the Netherlands, so it's 2 a.m. where she is right now. She's staying up for us. We're very grateful to her for that. She has her own practice called DierenDialoog, and I'm not good in Dutch, so I think that's close to how you pronounce it. And she's spoken to hundreds of animals professionally, both animals in spirit and animals in the physical. It's her passion to teach others to remember how to speak and hear again the universal language of love we have forgotten by hearing through the heart. And Marieke has a huge heart. I can attest to this. Mm-hmm. So Marieke and Robin Youngblood, who is a gifted shaman of Cherokee and Okanagan descent, have recently launched Shamanation to empower others. This is an online platform for personal leadership courses based on indigenous wisdom and new thought to co-create a compassionate world for all. So Marieke is also currently putting together a course called Animal Wisdom for those who have had some experience with animal communication and wish to understand the wisdom of overarching animal groups better. I'm really looking forward to that. If I can take the course with her, I would love to do that. And without much more ado, I'm going to stop share screen and ask Marieke to introduce herself a little bit more and talk about what she's doing tonight, because we're going to have a slightly different evening tonight, and I'm very excited about this.
Hey, there you are. Probably I will be in the screen shortly. So my name is Marieke Akgul. I'm Dutch. Some of you are also Dutch. So if you're staying up this late, I'm proud of you, because it's pretty tiring. And it took me a couple of hours ago, a moment that I was like, okay, am I going to bed or what am I going to do? But it's really fitting to the evening that I'm going to speak with owls. And actually, it's now middle in the night. So it's the best time that the owls are awake. So it all fits and it all comes together. So from that point of view, I'm pretty excited to be here. And I'm pretty excited to share with you what I've already received in the last couple of days. And as Mare probably also already informed you a little bit about, is that today is going to be a little bit different. What we're going to do is that we're going to have a picture of an owl, and this is a specific owl, a specific species, and we're going to talk to him live. So I wanted to do that with you. It's a little bit more difficult to do for an animal communicator, because you're both receiving information and sharing, but at the same time, I think it's really important for all of you to get an accurate feeling of how it is if you can do communication with an animal live, and to feel the differences it can make. As Mary said, I'm an animal communicator, but I communicate actually with everything, and that can be plants, animals, spirits, it doesn't matter. And so I'm developing myself in that direction. And behind me you can see a small banner. This cat is actually my own cat. She's Maya. And Maya is actually the first cat who taught me how to speak with animals. And she is my teacher. You can say that she's my shaman. And she has been guiding me for years in my work. So right now I'm developing, as Mare already said, a course in English, because it's time for me to go more international instead of only doing my stuff and doing my things in Dutch. So I'm still not clear about the details because I'm always really guided in these things, and I don't know yet what it's going to be. I've been asking my my counsel or my guides even a couple of hours ago, so what can I share? What should I share today about what they can expect from me in the future? And they said, well, so much things going on right now on Earth. Please come back after the new moon and talk to us after the new moon about it.
And Marieke, if I may interrupt really quickly,
of course,
just to clarify, Marieke is talking about her spiritual council. These are beings on the spirit realms. And also, I really want to acknowledge your capacity to do live dialogue with this owl tonight, because some of the other communicators, they said, well, you know, I can't really do it live because I go into an altered state. So this attests to your gifts. So thank you.
Yeah, but at the same time, I've been doing it a couple of times before, as even on big fairs, because I wanted people to know about their animals. I've been going to cat exhibitions actually, and doing it live with all these animals and all these people around me, and it was pretty difficult. But if you can close yourself pretty well, it can be done. But you will see my speak will go a little bit slower because I have to translate everything also in Dutch really fast in my mind.
You have that added fun too, don't you? Translating.
Yeah, it's not easy. But anyway.
So let me know when you're ready, and I'll bring the owl photo in.
Yes, please do it. Let's start.
Okay, so.
And Mare, can you then ask me the questions? Then I will answer.
I will.
Directly what he will
I will do that. And so let's go to your owl. This is the owl that Marieke will be talking with tonight. And so this is a long-eared owl. This owl lives in Europe. Is that right, Marieke?
Yeah, the thing is that he was a picture on Facebook that he was seen in Amsterdam a couple of months ago, and he was found in a little forest in Amsterdam. And as soon as I saw his photo, he asked me to speak with him, and we had a short talk. And then when you asked me, we talked about owls and stuff, and he popped up in my mind, and that he wanted to speak. So I asked him, "Are you the one who wants to speak to this group?" And he replied that he would love to speak to all of you. And for those who are gifted and can feel him already, you can feel his excitement is growing right now.
I feel that. I just amped up just now. That's amazing.
Yeah, he is ready. So let's start with the questions.
Okay, so the first question is, by the way, do you have a name for him, or you just call him the owl? Okay. So we seem to be going through some extreme times, tremendously damaging hurricanes, forest fires, and more. Some are calling these phenomena the earth changes, quote unquote. What would your owl like to share about the earth changes?
Give me a second. He says there's much more going on than all of you know. There's a lot of trouble in the world that he sees, and he means with seeing not only his visual, but also his third eye, his insights. And he says that all will be clear shortly. And especially not to worry, because it's difficult for us humans not to worry in these times because of all the things that we see, the horrors that we hear. We have to realize we only get the excess, like the extremes we are shown. And what he says is that it can be conflicting inside yourself, because if you really truly live through your heart, you will feel different. You will feel that it doesn't add up with the things that you get from the outside world. So your inside world is positive and flowing and in love, and the outside world, the information that you get from there, is negative. And he advises you not to follow or not to pay any attention actually to what's going on outside, and especially just pay attention to your own inside, because that is growing and that will be stabilizing the world in general.
When we are stable inside, clearly.
Exactly.
And okay, so let's go to the next question. Does your owl have a sense of the rising energy, some are calling it the ascension, quote unquote, on the planet, shifting from the third to the fourth to the fifth dimension?
He says that he sees how the trees are adapting to it, that he sees people are going crazy, that he observes, and that he finds it difficult to be part of it because he's not feeling the anxiety that people are feeling. And for him, it's already a natural state. For him, it's not something that he is busy adapting to. So give me 1 second. He says all animals are already much further, and that's what I also heard from other animals before. They're much further than us. They're already minimum in the fifth, maybe even 6 or 7, and they're laughing actually about how difficult we make it ourselves in the third dimension, and because it's all fake, it's all like a facade, and
an illusion.
It's a complete illusion, and he's intrigued, and that's also why he is showing himself recently. He's intrigued why people are doing the way they're doing, and why they are making it so difficult for themselves. So he's trying to figure out that for himself, and because he wants to learn about complexity, about that. And he's actually having fun. He's having fun with our stupidity, to be honest.
Talk about eating humble pie. Oh my! Can I
ask something? This afternoon I asked him if he was ready for this talk, and just a question popped up in my mind, asking him why are you white? Because why are you albino? I mean, we have this prophecy of white animals coming back, but those are not the albino ones. So why is he albino? And he answered that his species is long time not seen by humans, that he's living in the forest or so camouflaged that people will not pay attention. And the albinos are the ones who wants to be seen, to be noticed, that there is another species on the earth, and to make people less selfish and less busy with themselves, but also see the beauty of nature. And that's why he's showing himself.
Interesting. Does he have anything more to share about the trees and noticing the trees are shifting when, in regards to the shifting energies on the planet?
He loves to spend time with them, and he loves to sit in them, and he loves to connect with their energies when they're humming and when they're making these beautiful voices, these sounds. And he loves to just like wiggle a little bit together with the sounds. He's like almost dancing with the trees and with the branches when they move. And for him, the trees are love, and they're feeding him. They're feeding him with energy, and it's like a family. It may sound weird, but he knows them all, and all are individuals. Like all animals are also individual, and he has beautiful love friendships with every tree that he knows, and he shares time and information like we do with friends and family.
Wow. That's so interesting. Thank you. That's so we don't even think about that. So what other insights would your owl like to share for humans at this time in our planet?
Wake up. Wake up. And it's he's pretty easy. He says, all that you worry about right now, stop, because it's an illusion. It's not real. It's not true. And you can just decide that it's fake. Just walk away. Just let it be. Don't put any more attention to it than you already did. Just let it go. And just be you. And find your goal in life. Find why you're put on this planet. Find out who's helping you and why, both in these realms but also the other realms. Find your alliances and connect. He says, if you're connected like we're connected, you will see what we see, then you will feel what we feel, and then you don't feel any harm or any pain or any discomfort, because we are all just love, and everything is connected in love. So therefore, all is love. So no pain.
Wow. Wow. Is there anything else that he wants to share?
Yeah, he loves to be here with all of you, and he loves that he had the opportunity to talk here freely and to feel your hearts opening up. He feels that you're wondering about owls and animals in your own environment, what they know, how they feel, what they can do. And he loves that you're all puzzled by their world, and he is happy that you all become curious to find out more, to learn more. And he, as many actually say, and many animals say, keep it close to yourself. So find out why your animal is in your life. Find out why your cat is with you, your dog, your horse, and or even just the birds in your garden who always visit you. Find out why they're there. Open your heart and ask them, and they will answer you. And as many animals already said to me, it's not that we stopped talking to you. You just forgot how to listen. And he's honored that he could be part of this group.
Does he, this must be rather exceptional, I would think, for an owl to be part of a webcast.
Actually, no.
No? Really?
No, I've had a couple of animals who done it too in my courses before, but he feels special and honored that he can be part of this group, because this is a really important international group. And that's why you probably now feel he's proud. Do you feel that?
Something just shifted energetically. Yeah. Yeah.
He is proud and he is happy. He's satisfied. So for him now, the talk can be finishing. It's like he said what he wanted to say.
But we have another few minutes with him.
Yeah, you can ask more. You can ask whatever you want.
Gosh.
What do you want to know?
Well, let's see. Does he, is he the kind of owl that travels really long distance from one part of the year to the next?
He has been doing that a lot. But right now he likes the energy in Holland. There's shifting a lot of stuff here in Holland right now, and he is curious about what will happen. So he will stay here now for a while, probably like a couple of seasons, and then he will decide what he will do. But the upcoming 2 seasons will be pretty important here in Holland, he says, energy-wise. So let's see what's what he is prophesying about here.
Can you share anything more about that? This awareness that he has about the energy shifts. Is it more in Holland or all over Europe or all over the world?
He says it will be surfacing here a lot here in Holland. So you will it's something I will talk about later also, but something is shifting inside the earth, and it will come up on the surfaces. And on some places on Earth, it will be more obvious than other places what will happen. And apparently, Holland is one of the places that you can see it pretty clear, especially energy-wise. So he will stay here for a while and see what's going on and how it will be. He's also emphasizing, and I've been told that also earlier today, that we're safe. The biggest thing and the biggest issue that people fear right now all over the world is, are we still safe? Especially those who are waking up are wondering, have we saved the planet, or are we still on the earth of not saving? Where are we? And he is saying that we just made it and we're safe. But we still have to work a lot to make it all.
To really bring it to a place of like a very, very sustainable, positive future ahead. You know, it's interesting because it sounds like he's echoing what Pam Montgomery talked about with the big redwood trees, that they have more openness in communicating with humans now and working with humans because we've made it around a corner, so to speak. And I mean, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but this is very interesting. So I mean, I was going to ask, are these earth changes like volcanoes and earthquakes? But it sounds like no, this is more just energetic shifts, but coming from the center of the planet.
Yeah.
Well, I need to talk to Mother Gaia about this. Well, you're a Gaia communicator also. You and I can discuss this with her.
I didn't want to tell you this in front, but please do. Please talk to her or later today or tomorrow. She can tell you much more about it.
So you've already been chatting with her about that?
Yep.
Well, I feel like it's fine to bring that up right now if you want to share what you've already gathered from her.
How can I say it? If you, I can do that. I feel that she's retrieving, and I feel that she's retrieving rapidly in the last couple of days, and it's getting
retreating or retrieving.
Retrieving. Sorry for my Dutch.
But to retreat inward, you mean?
To withdraw. To go
retreat.
Back.
She's retreating inward. Okay.
Yeah. So it's getting more difficult to connect with her. And I don't know if you have any trouble with her connecting.
It can be spotty for me. I'm feeling like it's spotty these days. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really have to focus and I really have to search for her energy. And normally I just have to think about her and I find her. And now I really have to search for her and I have to go deeper. And yeah, so there is something going on inside the earth that has a lot of effect, like a ripple effect. You can say it like that. Like if you throw a stone into the water, you see like this ripple effect.
Yep.
So this is actually what's happening right now. There's a big shift inside the earth, and it's like rippling to the surface. So what we see right now is the ripple effect. So all these hurricanes, floods, droughts, everything is coming actually like a ripple effect from the inside of the earth.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I will have a longer discussion with her in the next few days. Yeah. So is there
So
anything?
you
Go ahead.
no, so you will see that everything what he says also, everything that we react on is actually we're reacting on what's on the surface, and because our three-dimensional being, we're just like little ants just running around and just reacting, you know, like yeah.
Yeah, we're good at reacting.
Yeah, without seeing the big picture, actually.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, I know you want to lead in meditation shortly,
No, no, yeah.
our journey. Is there anything else that our friend, the elongated owl, wants to share? I mean, I just find it exceptional that he wanted to be the one to communicate. And I mean, is he's still in Amsterdam right now in that forest?
I can ask him. Can you please maybe close the sounds of?
Yeah, yeah. Someone must have joined us.
I will ask the owl, and meanwhile. He says he's still in a foresty area, a little bit more to the north, like east north, and he wants to know all of you that he loves you, and he loves to connect energy-wise with all of you, and he is inviting you to connect with him even after this webinar. So maybe we can share his picture also in the message.
I'll put his photo in the Facebook group, and I can actually, I can send it out with the email tomorrow that goes out with a link for this too, because not everybody's in the Facebook group.
Okay, perfect. Because what he says is that what you give me, I will give you back. So if you send him love, he will give his owl love back to you. So you don't have to be able to speak with him like I'm doing right now, or maybe you can. But if you cannot, all you have to do is just think of him with love in your heart, and you will feel that he is responding. And I have the feeling some of you are doing it right now, and you can already feel. Yeah, he's answering. Yes, they are. Woohoo, he's happy. I just feel these lines connecting. That you know, it's funny.
He's got lovely energy. I mean, it's been interesting experiencing his energy coming in and then shifting, like the pride, and then now his heart to our hearts.
And this is exactly why I wanted to do this live, because now you can feel, and because all of you are sensitive people, so you can feel what is doing it, and it's opening up yourself also more. So you get confirmation from me talking about what you're feeling yourself, and that's really important for me. It helps you grow in your ability, because everybody can do this. Actually, we all have this gift. It's actually our natural state, and we are the only species who decided that is no longer our way of communication. And it's time that we start relearning or remembering, actually, that we can all do this. And it's pretty easy. It's not that difficult.
And also waking up to how far evolved they are. I mean, they're already existing and operating in different dimensional spheres than we are. And it's interesting what you said earlier about they're laughing at us. It's like, so we can't take any of that seriously. Not their laughter, at least.
The more I've been learning about animals, and the more I talk with animals, the more I started to realize how much smarter they are than we. And I actually start to feel pretty dumb once in a while, but I'm like, oh my God. They don't know some emotions that we do, especially emotions from the negative side. They are not like guilt. How can I say it? Jealousy. stuff like those emotions, they don't know them. They have no idea. But also concepts like going on holiday, they have really a difficulty to understand why you need to have a break from your life. So why don't you just change your life?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Granny's message, Granny the orca whale,
Oh.
who Mary talked about last week, Mary Gedden, that Granny has no concept of work. The orca whales have no concept of work. It's just play. They eat, they play, they mate. So let me know when you're ready to switch, and I'm going to actually stop screen share here. Someone did raise their hand, and I can't see questions right now with screen share. So, and I was discouraging questions within these live webcasts, but I'll see what the issue is. So I'm going to go ahead and stop screen share and say thank you and love to our friend, the long-eared owl. I'll post his picture on Facebook and send it out in a newsletter tomorrow. Okay. Oh, this is a note from Celeste. He's encouraging me to take care of my body, and I am itching. Thank you, Celeste. We don't really have time for people to comment a lot here. This is what the Facebook group is for. Otherwise, we would be really distracted with that. So, Marieke, what is on the game plan for us now? I know you have some fun things next for us.
Yes, I'm ready. Okay, how am I going to tell this? When Mare asked me to host this or host this together with her, I always go to my own group of helpers, and I always ask them what they want to share and how they want to share it. So that's why also this has a little different flow than normal. So they asked me to do a journey with all of you, and they gave me the journey that we're going to do. It's interesting, or it's good to know in front that if you look from a shamanistic point of view, you have like the upper world, the middle world where we are in, and you have the underworld, and those are where the animals and the beings and everything are living. So what we're going to do is we're going to go do a journey to the underworld, and first of all we will go to the Council of All Beings. This is a special council. They're my friends, and I'm pretty happy to know them. And they asked me to be their spokesperson, and that's was actually for me a pretty big thing, and love to do that. And from there we go to another council, and that's the Sacred Council of Ancient Wisdom, and it's a group of beautiful owls who are inviting us all. And for those who are pretty sensitive, you can already now start to feel them at the edges of your aura, because they're already coming in, or at least I know them and I feel them. So I'm going to guide you to a journey to them, and they have some beautiful, profound messages for all of you. And at the end, you'll be given a couple of minutes just to write down whatever you want to write down, so you don't forget, but just 2-3 minutes max, and then we'll be back. So let me get a sip of water before we start. Are you ready, Mare?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I'll be joining you definitely. And while she's getting a sip, we didn't talk before about having pen and paper there, but I'm assuming most of you have pen and paper accessible. And just for a few moments, we're going to give you time to share after this journey.
Okay, are you guys ready? Place your feet on the ground and close your eyes. Take 2 deep breaths and feel that with each breath you relax more and more. Imagine now that you are in a beautiful place in nature. a place that you love and feel at home. Now look for your messenger guide who will take you to the council of all beings. Once you meet up with your messenger guide, you can ask his or her name and ask if the guide has a message for you. Follow your messenger guide to the council meeting place. To travel there, you may fly, go in a boat, go through a rabbit hole, down a tree trunk, dive into the water, or any other way that suits your messenger. A beautiful world emerges and you find yourself by the sea at the entrance of a huge cave. Thank your messenger and go into the cave. Look around at the council of all beings, greet them and thank them. Now ask for the young owl, Randy, to come forward. Ask Randy to bring you to the sacred council of ancient wisdom. He will take you on a path away from the cave into the forest. After a while, an open place appears, surrounded by high trees around it. In each tree, an owl is resident. This is the sacred council of ancient wisdom. The owls who are part of this council are guardians of ancient and forgotten wisdom. Look around and see each owl hide in each tree. Now ask the council that you want to know more about your own truth. Listen to their wisdom. Now offer the council something precious to thank them for their wisdom. When you're ready, turn around and see that Randy is waiting there to take you back. Together you go back through the forest to the cave by the sea where the Council of All Beings is resident. When you arrive, you hear their cheerful sounds at the edges of your consciousness, happy to see you again. Once back in the cave, ask for the being who is connected to you for this lifetime to step forward. A beautiful creature will appear. This creature is your connection to the Council of All Beings and is here for you to help you, guide you, and teach you whatever you would like to know about the underworld. Ask this creature to introduce him or herself. Ask this creature now if he or her has a special message for you. Ask how you can get in touch with him or her in the future. Give a token of your appreciation back to this being and thank him or her and thank the Council of All Beings. Now walk towards the seashore. It's time to return. At the seashore, you see your messenger guide who brought you here and follow the messenger back to your place in nature and journey back into your body. take 2 deep breaths, stretch a little, and open your eyes. Now write down what you experienced and don't want to forget, and we will continue in a few minutes.
given people enough time to be writing?
I think it's time to continue.
Great. That was powerful, but I'm eager to hear what you have planned for us now. I know it's going to be some interesting information.
Well, I've been going myself to the Sacred Council of Ancient Wisdom a few times, and in the last couple of days, let's say it like that, and they've shared some same information. No, let me say it differently. The questions that we just talked about with the white owl, I've also asked the same questions to the council. And I got some interesting answers that I would love to share with all of you. And they will help me tell it also. So maybe they will add something, I'm not sure. We will see, they can do that. But at least I've written it out on paper, so I can just read what is in front of me, thank God. Because most of the times for me, it's also that each animal or each connection that I have with the spirit, the language is different. The choice of words, the sentences, how they're built up, it's all different. And for me, it sounds more like almost like a dance, that even the way how the words are written has a meaning. So I'm pretty happy to share this with you, and let's see what they have to say. Are you guys ready? Are you ready, Mary?
I'm ready. I do want to add really quickly, though, that you were messaging me a couple of days ago saying that they had requested that you come visit them every day for the next few days up until today. Or for you, you're in the middle of the night, but on Wednesday. So I want you to continue, but they've really given you homework. You've had to do a bit of research for this.
They are the ones who decided that they want. Normally, you if you go to a council, you speak first about your experience, what they said, and then you do the journey. And they have been really strict that they wanted to talk after we did the journey, so that everybody first has their own experience and still has a little bit of the feeling of the journey, so they will be connected still with the council. And what I will tell then will be more profound, will be more felt. They have been pretty strict, and like I said in the beginning, I always follow my guides and whatever has been guided and given to me. And they were pretty clear that they wanted this structure for this webinar. So who are we humans not to answer that?
Well, please share their wisdom with us.
Of course. Okay. So first question that as we also talked about with the white owl is, what can you share about the Earth's changes? And this is what they had to say. And this is also actually why I was a little bit quiet when the white owl started to talk, because it's pretty similar. And so this is what the council said. Nothing is what it seems. Many things are happening on a larger scale, and you only see some issues on the surface, which humans react on. It's all part of a bigger scale, a bigger plan, but it's going in a good direction. We survived, even though there are still obstacles ahead. Tough moments where we as humans have to make the right decisions and reactions. Some critical moments which could have a huge impact, but overall it looks good as long as everyone keeps doing what they are doing to raise awareness of the state of the planet and of the universe. It also has consequences on the universe, not only on life itself on Earth. Be aware of that. There too is much imbalance. Imbalance as an effect of the imbalance on Earth. Many great initiatives are created and executed. People stand up for their own beliefs, expressing themselves, being true to themselves, living their true potential. If you want to say something, Mary, you can always interrupt or ask.
No, go ahead. There are lots of things coming through my mind right now, but I think that you've got more to share. So please
Of
go
course.
ahead.
So sacred council of ancient wisdom are these things that surface and we react on. Things like the hurricanes, the wildfires, the droughts, and the floods. And they answered, and many more. That is just on the surface. The bigger picture is below the surface. That's where it is really happening. A new world is being birthed.
Amen.
Inside our earth, yep, it has been done before and it will happen again. Can you tell me more about it? It's a beautiful, wholesome process needed to. So, what are the consequences? Is this the ascension people are talking about? It's more than that. The frequency of the earth is raised, but also of the water, the air. The molecules go faster. People's bodies go faster. Think about deterioration. And when you go faster, you also slow down. I know that feeling of driving a car. You can go faster, but also your movements are slower and have more impact. Same here. People will go into a state that a small gesture has huge impact, simply because molecules go faster and thoughts can travel faster through them. So that's why we started to see sooner results So that's why we start to see sooner results that gets created what we think. Absolutely. And who creates it? We, all the councils, listen and hear. And what do you do with what you hear? We develop. How do you develop? By redirecting those thoughts to individuals, men and women, who can create what is desired by the first person. But what about our free will? It's there, always there. We feel and know who is likely to say yes to it, or who needs to be able to make a choice about this subject in order to grow. It's all a network of us, all working together like little radars in big radars. Where do you think the idea of the clock came from? Remember the old clock with all the how can you say the radars going inside each other?
Oh yeah, the wheels inside and all the gears,
Yeah.
the gears, yeah. And you're talking about radar. That's interesting. Radar.
Yeah. So, what effect has the rising of the energies on you, your council? I asked them. None. We are beyond these energies. We are. Completely, we are. Nothing more and nothing less. And I feel it, and it's hard to describe. And all I can wish is that this group will feel what I'm feeling now, that they will understand. They can. And they will. And I feel now that a couple are, yeah. Do you have any advice to this group? We will give it individual. When we do the journey together, yes, it will be given to them then. And I felt what happened with some of you, and I'm pretty happy. It's just me talking, by the way. I'm really happy with what I felt was happening with all of you. They were also happy. So then another question is, what will give you hope in these times? Remember that we talked about it, Maren, about hope.
Yep.
This is what they said. None. Because hope is not for us. We don't hope. We are. So therefore we don't know fear and we don't need hope to conquer that. We are and we are good. All is good. The feeling you give me is that no matter what will happen, you will keep existing. Is that true? Absolutely. We are connected to many planets and have many names on different planets. Here we have shapes of owls. That's how you know us, and that is good. That is our visual that we chose. And it fits. We see in the dark, showing the light in the dark, and showing those connected to us what we see in the dark. Making it less spooky and scary, because there is so much beauty to see. I see and I feel it. Is there a specific message you want people to hear right now? Yep. It's all okay. Don't be so hard on yourself when it comes to failure. It's something that actually doesn't exist. There is no such thing as failure in the universe, because all that is wished will be created, right or wrong. This is an ancient process. Your wish is my command. And whatever wish will be materialized, it's the physical birth of a thought, intensely connected and true to each other, so there is no right or wrong between them. No duality. One is the result of the other, so therefore there is no failure. But what you see as failure is the lack of knowing to form thoughts, to create, truly create like a god. You all have this potential. Find your potential and develop it. Practice, practice, practice. The new earth, which is being birthed from within, will help you with your results so you too can create your own peace on earth. So slow down and be aware of the minor movements you make and the massive outcome they start to have. Council, is there anything else I haven't asked that you want to discuss today? Start living your own potential. I hear you. I start to realize it more and more. Anything else? You all will survive. Don't be afraid. Thank you so much for today. You're welcome. Bye, Council. Bye, Marieke.
Wow. You know, this, some of the wisdom that they shared with you echoes what Mary Gedden had said, and I believe she said it last week, but I've been talking with her in different conversations, so I'm not sure if it was on the recording last week, but that when there are water meditations, water healing meditations, and that's right, Mary asked the question to Granny the whale, does this really make a difference, was her question, if they're just 30 people as opposed to 1,000 people or 5,000 people who are meditating and envisioning the water very clean and pristine. And the response from Granny was, you don't know, and I'm paraphrasing, you don't know how the energies of your meditation are being picked up and may influence a certain person or set of people to then work on developing the technologies for cleaning up the trash in the ocean, for instance. That's right, it was last week. This is so interesting about the owls, though, and this is a council of ancient wisdom. And they're saying that they are not from this planet, but they've taken on the forms of owls within this council, because it seems to be very appropriate because of the gifts of owls. And owls are, you know, animal medicine for owls is wisdom in a simplistic way. That just like opens up a huge set of questions for me, which we don't have time to go into really. But, you know,
what is your biggest question then?
Sorry?
What is your biggest question then?
Well, I mean, I would love to know where they're from, and did they exist before this planet was formed? Is there possible to get some answers there?
If you just open your heart right now, they are already answering. You can feel their energy is so ancient, it's even older than this planet.
Interesting.
Remember that we have been talking about how ancient Gaia is?
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah. And she's more
You
ancient
have to
than the
think,
planet. Yeah.
yeah, you have to think in those concepts. And if you feel it in, do you feel them connecting right now? That's so beautiful. Um,
I think you feel it more than I do.
Gaia is connecting now with them, and
Ah, yeah, yeah, I'm getting something like that.
you feel it. They're like old friends or something, you know?
Oh, well, they've been working together for eons, absolutely eons. Even though we have our new Gaia here right now, that's another conversation.
That's actually what they're talking about, rebirthing the earth.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, it just makes me wonder because the Sasquatch talk about, and we're going to have Kelly Lapseritis speaking for the Sasquatch in a couple of weeks, but they talk about a spiritual council of elders who have helped to co-create evolution here on the planet. And I'm just wondering what the role of this group, this council is with that council, or is it the same council? But I get the
Well,
sense
the
it's
visual,
not. Go ahead.
no, the visual that I get is that there are many, many councils. Like every group of animals has their own council, their own overarching energy, and they're all connecting and they're all working together. And well, maybe it's interesting that that is something that I picked up along the road a long time ago when I did a lot of journeys to the Council of All Beings, is that actually they told me that they, together with your guides, decide about all kinds of events in your life. So who you will meet, what you will do, and they create it together. Like if you need an animal in your life, they are the ones actually who are working together with the angels to create an opportunity that you cannot resist. So you will find the right animal. We always say the animal um, will find you. You don't
They
find
find
hey, you don't
us.
find the
They
animal,
find us. Yeah, yeah.
but they are created in a way that you cannot resist.
Yeah.
So
Well, I have for a long time now felt like my life has been very coordinated, even though I didn't know in the moment it was. You know, Marieke, we have 2 minutes left with this lovely interview. And obviously you and I, we can talk a long time together. So what I'm going to do is share screen again and bring up Marieke's information so that you can make sure that you record her website. She is developing this course called Animal Wisdom, and this council that we just journeyed to is helping her develop this course. So I'm really intrigued. I hope I have the time to join it, and that her English website will be up very shortly, and you will be able to access it by going to her own website, the DierenDialoog, however you say that.
actually, in Dutch it's called DierenDialoog, but it means animal dialogue.
Aha.
It's
So
just a,
does Dieren mean animal?
yeah, dieren is the multiple of animal. It's like
Okay,
animals. Yeah.
great, great. Okay, so please, feel free to share about your journeys that we did tonight with Marieke in the Facebook group if you're active on Facebook. She wanted sharings here, but there wasn't enough time, so I said, please go there. And she's going to be, I'm assuming you're going to be able to respond to some of those, Marieke, in the next few days. I know you're probably going to go to bed right now. As soon as we finish here, I would do that. So, but please take advantage of that group and share. It's been rich, some of the dialogues. And so, Marieke, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you for having me. I love to do this.
Oh, it's been a treat, an absolute treat, a fascinating set of experiences and journeys and wisdom you brought forth from the white owl. And I will post the white owl photo there. So just a reminder that next week we have a very remarkable bee communicator and author named Jacqueline Freeman. She will be with us sharing from the bees. I'll be posting her information on the Facebook group, and it's on the website, voicesfromgaia.org. I've already talked about the Facebook group. Please feel free to use it. It's rich for those of you who are Facebook users. And also, just one quick announcement is tomorrow, as of tomorrow, people can register late for the webcast series at a slight discount, a slight reduced rate. So if you know anyone who you think will be really interested, please share that with them, and they will be sent the links to all the previous interviews. So it's not like they're going to miss the first 4. They can go access them after they register. So thank you again, Marieke.
Marieke.
Marieke. Oh my gosh, your name is like a tongue twister for me.
Well, you can say it the way.
Yeah, it's great to have you join us, and thank you for staying up in the middle of the night to be with us. And a good night to all of you, and see you next week. And I will post the links tomorrow to replay and download this amazing interview and journey. So good night to all of you.
Thank you.